You know what would be better than watching this commercial? Watching your commercial. Join the party that is Make Your Day Richer TV by advertising your brand, business, or project during the show. Use us to promote what you're doing to make our viewers' day richer. Scan the QR code or visit makeyourdayricher.com/advertising to start promoting today.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Well, hi everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Thanksgiving week here on Make Your Day Richer. All right, this is so much clapping. I hope you all had a great weekend. I had a wonderful weekend hanging out in Waxhaw at the tree lighting with a ton of people showed up. Santa was there, great performances, live music, food trucks, crafts. It was a really, really fun weekend. So thank you to the Waxhaw Parks and Rec for inviting me to do a little MC gig there this weekend. So that was really, really fun. If you went there, share some pictures, would you? And tag us, because it was a really, really fun way to start the holiday season. They light up the entire city, all the trees downtown, and go to the downtown park if you have not been there yet and look at the tree there. It is ginormous. And it's a beautiful, beautiful time of year. I love it. Okay, so also we're going to need help. And I just found this, so I'm going to hopefully put it up for tomorrow's show. But y'all know that my daily meditation is watching Rosie O'Donnell's show episodes from back in the day. And I was watching one this morning from her season opener, season 6, 2001. And the opener was from like the city that I lived in Maryland in 2015. So we need to find her is really my point. So she can come on the show and talk about that experience. So I'm going to hopefully find the video. I'm going to hopefully get the video loaded up for tomorrow's show. But if you are watching and you know that person who did the opening announce on the Rosie O'Donnell Show 6th season premiere in 2001, I need her information. Okay? Good. I was very excited. I was like, how can I not know? All right. Also, yesterday I spent, so Saturday was the tree lighting, and then yesterday I spent with some of the cast of Waxhaw Community Theatre's new show that opens on December 6th, The Christmas Carol, a live radio play. So it's a take on A Christmas Carol, but it's through the lens of an old-time radio show. Remember those when you'd like sit and listen to yeah, remember? And so we recorded a couple of interviews yesterday that are going to be coming up in December around that show, and I'm so excited. I'm going opening night, so if you don't have your tickets yet, go to waxhawcommunitytheater.com, get your tickets, and join us opening night or anytime. They run for 2 weekends, so it should be a really good show. And today at 11:30, so soon after this here program, I'm going to be helping Stacey Andon, who you all know if you watch this show. I produce her podcast, Stacey Andon's podcast, Everyday Enchantment. She's going to be live on her, where is it? Did I put it up here? Yes, I did. Live on her Instagram, her first Instagram live at Stacey Andon at 11:30. It's going to be really fun. She's got a couple guests that are going to be with her, not me. I'm going to just be helping behind the scenes. And so go and support her and do that live stream with her and learn all about, there's some Jupiter and Venus, or you know, I don't know. I love it. I just don't know anything about it. So we're going to be talking about that over there at 11:30. And then after that, I get to hang out with my beautiful friends at the Autoimmune Campfire and record their podcast for next week. So it's going to be a really fun day for me. All right. I think that's all I have because we have a really, really good show and we need to get to that right now. Robert Sciglimpaglia is here. Say that 5 times quick. Say that once, and I'll give you a prize. But he is here. He has a really good book. I know I have a lot of friends, a lot of people who follow this show that are actors, that are voiceover actors, and he began his life, his career as a lawyer, and turned into acting, voiceover acting. He's been in some commercials, Super Bowl commercials. He had a podcast. He is a producer, movie producer, and he wrote a book called Voice Over Legal, which helps voiceover actors with all the legalities of starting the business and making sure you're doing it well. So he's here today. And so we're going to talk to him right after this break. All right. Is that all I have to tell you today? Let me see. Oh, it's right here on my notes too. A Christmas Carol. WaxhawCommunityTheatre.com. It's at the Western Union Elementary School, December 6th, 7th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. So there you go. All right. That's all I have to tell you. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Robert after this. Don't go away.
Everyone needs a co-conspirator to reimagine their lives and uncover the opportunities in the challenges they face. If you are looking for the place where hope meets possibility and you are ready to create a life of meaning despite the diagnosis, look no further. Helen is a certified professional coach with a background in medical research and an autoimmune diagnosis who brings compassion, empathy, and your best interests to every conversation. Learn more about coaching with Helen at helensampsonmullen.com.
All right, we're back with Robert Sciglimpaglia. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, that was great, actually.
You say it fast enough, and then people can't hear you if you did it wrong. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I have no complaints. I think okay, so Robert has quite a story. But were you an actor before you were an attorney, or an attorney before you were an actor?
An attorney before I was an actor.
Okay. So how'd that happen?
So, I mean, I was always on the technical side of things when I was growing up. So I was a DJ. I liked running camera and sound and things like that. But I never was brave enough to go in front of the camera. So, I never thought that it was anything that was going to make money or that was a career or anything like that. I thought it was fun stuff. So I became a lawyer. I had a family, mortgage, kids. And then I was flipping through an adult education bulletin one day, my local adult ed classes, and I saw a class for voiceover. So I didn't know what voiceovers were, but it looked intriguing. So I took the class, and from that second on, I changed my entire life. Like, I was hooked, and I just said, wow, I'm gonna do this. So I started doing voice work. Then I started doing background work, and then I went into full on camera and commercials and films, and now I produce. So I'm like, it's gone full spectrum. And I was doing some entertainment law also from when I started practicing back in 91. So I was familiar with the business side of things.
That's crazy. Tell everybody what voiceover acting is, because I think people go right to just cartoons.
Right. Exactly. Which is kind of what I thought it was too. I thought, oh, this is just doing animation and cartoons. But, well, I mean, it's expanded now because now you have video games, which didn't even really exist when I took the class. But voice acting is anytime you hear a voice where you don't see a face. So it could be audiobooks. It could be on the subway. You hear not a live voice, but you hear recorded, or at the airport, you hear recorded directions. Don't leave your bag unattended. That's someone did that voiceover.
Yeah.
It could be a lot of educational videos on the internet, where companies use the voiceover for they put it up to a presentation or something for training. So that's another big area. So it runs a very large gamut. So there are opportunities to earn income, which is that was one of the reasons why I was intrigued, because I realized it's not just something for fun or a hobby. It's actually something that you can make money at.
And when did you then start producing stuff?
So I started producing about 10 years ago. So, and the way that came about was, as I started doing some more film work and I was getting hired to do films, the law has always gone through the whole, like it's always been the thread that weaves through everything. But people would find out I'm a lawyer, so they would ask me questions. I'm doing a location agreement here. What do you suggest I do? What's E&O? Do I really need that? Or errors and omissions insurance, I'm referring to. So I would answer the questions, and then he'd be like, can you help me produce this film because I need guidance. And so I would come on as like an associate producer or assistant producer. And then I just learned how to do it. So I started my own production company and I started producing projects. So, because it's always something I wanted to do. And I like to be in control of my own destiny. So it's a way to pick out parts that you like. You produce the whole thing. You're involved with both sides, the artistic side, the business side, creative side. And it's a way that any artist can advance their career without just sitting on the phone waiting to be cast in things. So,
can you talk about some of the projects that you've produced and where people can find them?
Yeah. So I've done 35, at least about 35 films so far. So if you go on IMDb, you can look me up. But a couple of the ones that I'm proud of are a couple of shorts actually. With and Without is one of them, and the reason I'm mentioning these is because they're ones that I had a big role in, artistic role, acting role, and they were with the things that I were able to expand my horizons on and showcase my skills as I was learning them. But With and Without, there was one where I played a dad, a grieving dad who just lost his wife, and he's dealing with his two daughters, who's also, lost their mom. And one of the daughters is very rebellious. One of the daughters is trying to help me out. So there's a big family conflict, and I'm kind of just checked out of the whole situation. I don't want to deal with anything. And then, we come together at the end. So that's With and Without. And then Bathtub Chronicles is it's a similar type of drama where I play a dad. My daughter just comes out of rehab, and she decides to take over her parents' master bathtub until she snaps out of whatever funk she's in. So she's in there for like a month, just in the bathtub. So, of course it causes stress on the whole family. So, again, that was a scene where, my daughter and I bond, and, she kind of gets over the hump and comes out. Your two lives of like attorney and then acting and producing seem so different in people's heads. What do you love? Like, how do they overlap if they do? And what do you love about each of them? Yeah, they are not that different. So, you're using different sides of the brain. We're more logic for law, and more creative on the filmmaking side. But you can, if you use some of that creative side for law, it really enhances your arguments, and you have to tell your client's story. That's where it's the same for both. You're telling your author's story, and you're telling your client's story. So if you can bring creative elements into the courtroom, where it's not just these are the facts, it really enhances what you're trying to do. So, and you're communicating, on both sides too. You have to communicate. You have to be able to know how to tell a story and tell it succinctly, and so people understand it. And you're selling something.
Yeah, that's so true.
You don't really have to convince people, but you have to just be able to show that here's what's on our side, and this is why you should rule for us versus them. So, and it's the same thing with a film. You're telling someone a story, and you're telling it in subtle ways sometimes. So it's not as direct as when you're in court, but you still have to communicate that story through the subtle ways. So, body language, that and expressions very much in the film world, and you need that if you can bring that into the courtroom, which I try to incorporate everything that I learn on the acting side in the courtroom. It helps, the body language, the facial expressions,
Yeah, I suppose. Either way, you're still trying to move people, right? You're still trying to move them and make them feel something.
Yep, you're trying to get them on your client's side in the courtroom, and you're trying to get them on the authors to understand the author's story on film.
Yeah.
And it's a different medium, obviously. The courtroom is live, where it's more like theater, where film you're just putting the story down and hoping people will like and under.
I've never thought of that. So you have a book, it's called Voiceover Legal.
Yep.
Did that come from all of the questions everybody was asking you? You were like, I'm going to write it down so I can stop talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's funny because in the acting voiceover world, I'm known as the lawyer.
Of course.
In the legal world, I'm known as the actor. So that's how people. So yeah, people would just ask me a bunch of questions. They'd come up and say, what company should I start, an LLC or a corporation, or should I have a contract? Those kind of questions. So I just wrote them all down and I put them in the book, and I gave case examples too. Like when people would come with different types of cases, I put those in the book as well. Examples on what happens in the real world and what to look out for.
What are some? Because I have friends who are voiceover actors who have been doing it for a long time, and some who are just thinking about getting into it. What are some maybe things that people might not think about when it comes to it?
So now it's a lot different, which I'm working on my second edition of the book. It's not a lot different, but there are different issues now that are more prominent because of artificial intelligence. So that can cause a whole bunch of issues. But you have to, when you're doing a voiceover, you're entering into a contract. So you have to understand that if you don't deliver on your contract, you can get into legal trouble. So same thing with the other side. So what I've been seeing lately, it's really disheartening, is I've been seeing a lot of straight out theft.
Wow.
We're going to, here, record this for $10,000 or whatever it is, $5,000. They never deliver the money, and they use the stuff. And these big companies are using your stuff. You never get paid. Or they'll use it for, 2 or 3 times the time that they're supposed to be using it according to the contract, and they don't care. So it's a lot of artists don't know where to go to help themselves with that, so they let it slide. But artists that come to me, I fight really hard to stop that, because I think that's awful. There shouldn't be theft of services.
It's such it's a whole other topic. We could talk about just that in this world of everything being virtual and not being with people, and people
absolutely
taking your stuff. Is the book for beginners, people who have been seasoned in this industry? Who would you say it's for?
It's for anybody, really. Yeah, because there's chapters for the beginner. How do I start my business? But there's chapters about like we were just talking about, how do I integrate my contracts so that how do I not get stiffed, and how do I get paid? There's chapters about that too, and how to file taxes. Or what tax tips. There's a chapter in that. So, pretty much anyone. I guess it depends. If you're a beginner, you'll get more out of it. You'll have more.
You probably didn't make as many mistakes as someone who has been in it for a while.
Well, yeah, people that are in it for a while, they'll I'm sure they'll learn from the stuff about the LLC and stuff like that. But they've probably already been there, done that. So it's more they're on the more advanced chapters. They'll be more valuable to them than some of the basic ones.
Where's the book available?
It is on Amazon, and it's also at voiceoverlegal.com.
Okay, good. And is that the best website to get a hold of you and connect with you?
Yeah, you can go there. You can go to my legal website, which is robscigesq.com.
Yes, thankfully not your entire last name, because that would be impossible to find you.
Don't need the misspellings.
No. What do you love most about your life right now?
For the last, I've been doing voiceovers since 2004 or 5. So since that time, I kind of feel like I'm almost retired, because I can do what I want. I have control over my schedule. Well, I have some control over my schedule. Obviously, if things come up, I have to do them. But control over my finances, control over my schedule, control over what I want to do and what I don't want to do. So, I almost feel like, that old saying where if you love what you do, you don't feel like you're working. It's true. I mean, that's kind of how I feel. I feel like, I don't want to work today. I'm going to go golf. And as long as I don't have anything on my schedule at that point, I don't have a voiceover recording or a audition, or I don't have to go record. I could do that. So, and I've done that. So that's the,
awesome.
The freedom is really what I love the most.
Yeah, that's a good thing to love. Are you working on anything now? Obviously, the second version or the second edition of Voiceover Legal, but are you working on anything?
Yeah, I've got 3 films that are just got sent to the distributors for being released. So one is called One. Right, I'm the last surviving person on Earth. So, and another one's called Hillsborough Road, which is an 80s classic slasher film. And what's the third one? There's a third one. I forget what it is, but
well, when it comes out, just come back and we can talk about it.
Sure, sounds good.
I'd love to have you back when those come on. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. I think it's such an important resource for people, and I'm glad you put it out there.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm glad it's helpful. That's the key.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Voiceover Legal is the book, available on Amazon. Robert, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
Tired of harsh chemicals in your home? Let's change that. At EcoGlow Cleaning, we bring eco-friendly expertise right to your doorstep. We will make your day richer by bringing a glow to your home or office. For over 20 years, EcoGlow Cleaning has been the trusted choice for professional cleaning services in the Charlotte area. From deep cleaning to regular maintenance, EcoGlow Cleaning offers a wide range of services. All services are tailored to your needs and schedule. Our eco-friendly products ensure a healthy and safe environment for you and your family, including your pets. For a free quote, visit our website at www.ecoglowcleaning.com or give us a call at 704-777-9768. EcoGlow Cleaning is a proud sponsor of Make Your Day Richer TV.
Oh, EcoGlow Cleaning, thank you so much for your sponsorship. And thank you for watching the show today. Go get that book. If you are in the voiceover acting world, great resource. So thank you, Robert, for being on the show. Thank you, Podmatch, for finding Robert for us. And on tomorrow's show, we've got the Queen of Tea, Nicole Wilson. We're going to be talking about all the health benefits, all the different kinds, all the ways and when you should be drinking them. So stay tuned for that. Nicole Wilson will be here tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Go make your day richer. Go make someone else's day richer. You've made mine by watching the show. And I love you for it. And I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.